people, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to episode 3, I think, of my top 5 series. If you're new here, hi, my name is Zoe, welcome to my channel. Hit the subscribe button. I would love to get to 1,500 subscribers. I know I say the same thing in like every intro, but I just want to get there so bad. So if you are new here and you like my content, then please do hit that subscribe button. And if you want to join the hashtag onion ring crew, then subscribe button is down there. So if you don't know, I am doing a top 5 series on my channel and today is episode 3. I upload them every Friday and today's top 5 is my top 5 bucket list coasters in the world. So I have a UK bucket list coasters list and then I have one for the world, and I put on Instagram which one do you want to see first, and this one won, so I'm doing this one first. And I have a lot of like bucket lists that I want to get through, so do be expecting a lot of those, and this video has been requested so much and I get asked this question every single time I do some sort of like Q&A, or like the other night I did an Instagram Q&A and the amount of questions I got about my bucket list coasters, theme parks, whatever was crazy, so I thought it was about time that I did a video on it. So I'm really bad at describing roller coasters as it is, let alone ones that I've never been on before, so I thought it would be easier if I just watched a POV of that roller coaster that I'm going to be talking about, and then we can just sort of go through it. And then I've also split it into categories as well, just to make it easier, and then I think once the POV is finished we'll give it like a rating out of 10. So I've got fun factor, originality, ride length, presentation, speed and height. So fun factor, you know, just how fun it is, obviously. Originality, how unique is it from other coasters that I've been on. Ride length, presentation is like how it looks, does it look good off-ride, what's the station like, what's the trains look like. Speed, and then height. I know it's not all about speed and height and whatever, but for me that's kind of what I look for in a coaster, so I thought it would be good to sort of like do those categories. So my 5th bucket list coaster on this list is Millennium Force at Cedar Point. This coaster is made by Intamin and it opened in 2000, and I've seen multiple POVs and videos and pictures of this and it just looks absolutely incredible. So I have a POV here from the Cedar Point YouTube channel. By the way, really good YouTube channel. I feel like UK parks really do need to take notes. So let's go on full screen. And this is a really high coaster as well, so I think height is already going to get like a 9.5. like that's going to get a really high score for me. It looks really good as well, like the train at the front, from what we can see, looks really good. I also love this like reflection in the train. Like how sick does that look? This just looks incredible. A lot of these coasters are in America, so like I apologise for that, but America just look like they have the best coasters in the entire world. See, look at that view. Can we just pause? Look at that view. Like, oh my god, how insane is that? I think location kind of fits in with like the presentation category. But oh my god, wow, like you can, it's literally on the side of a road. Like how insane is that? It's so cool. Okay, I'm not going to keep on pausing it, but look at that first drop. It looks really smooth as well. I was going to like rate the smoothness, but obviously I can't feel it through a video, so we're not going to go into that category. But oh my god, it looks so smooth. And I've heard really good things about this from people that have actually ridden it. Starts to slow down a bit there, but I mean it's not a big deal. I feel like you get quite a lot of airtime on that moment. Through the trees, oh my god, it looks so good. I kind of like how you kind of have a variation of like on the ground and then like off the ground as well, so there's like a good sort of height variation. Another airtime moment, I'd imagine. Oh my god, it looks so sick. The track looks really fresh as well. Oh my god, it just looks incredible. Oh my god, it's not even over yet. Oh, that overbank looks crazy. Oh my god. Someone get me to Cedar Point right now. Okay, so fun factor, I've gone for an 8 because it just looks like so much fun. There's so many like twists and turns and overbanks, and like I love the variation of like how low you can be to the ground, and then like 1 minute you can be really high, 1 minute you're really low to the ground. Like I don't know, I just really like that. Originality, I've gone for a 4 just because I feel like there is a lot of coasters very similar to this, because it is just, you know, a few drops sort of here and there. I mean, I'm sure if I actually ever do ride this coaster, there'll be a lot more to it, but just from a POV, it does look very similar to other coasters that are out there. Like there isn't a lot of unique elements to this coaster. Ride length, I've gone for an 8 because it did seem to go on for quite a while. This video is 1 minute 54, but I've paused it at 1 minute 45 because that is when it actually sort of ends. So that's not a bad ride length at all. Presentation, I've gone for 9.5 because it just looks incredible. Like the track colour looks so nice. It still looks fresh, still looks modern for saying it's like now 21 years old. It still looks really fresh and modern and new, and it looks like they've taken really good care of it, so I'm gonna have to give that a 9.5. Speed, I've gone for an 8 because there was some really fast moments in there. And then height, I've gone for a perfect 10 because I love heights. I love being up high so much. And I'm not sure how tall this actually is. Let me just Google it. So it's 310 foot tall, and it's got a 300-foot drop, which is just absolutely crazy. And I love the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's my favourite coaster, and this actually reminds me a lot of the big one, and it's just sort of like a more modern take on the big one, I guess. So I think I'd really love this. So just off of my scores in all of those categories, I would probably give it overall a 9.5 because I feel like it does have a bit of everything in there, and it just looks incredible. I feel like that is so me in a coaster. Like I would love that coaster so much. So yeah, I'm going to give that a 9.5. The fourth coaster on my bucket list is Orion at Kings Island. So Orion opened in 2020, so it is a very new coaster, and it is manufactured by B&M. I know a lot of people love B&M. I'm on the fence with B&M just because of my experiences with Nemesis. I'm not the biggest fan of Nemesis, if you don't already know. I have done Galactica, which I absolutely love. So I feel like I'm very like in the middle with B&M. I don't like completely hate them because I think some of their coasters look incredible. I just haven't had the chance to ride them yet. So I think once I ride more B&M coasters, I think I will love them a lot more. But right now, like, I'm very sort of in the middle with B&M. Okay, so this POV is from a YouTube channel called WBNS 10TV. I couldn't find one from the Kings Island YouTube channel. I don't think they even have a YouTube channel. So we're just gonna have to go for this one. I'll link all of these POVs in the description box as well, so you can go and check them out if you want to. So I discovered this coaster from a YouTuber called Extreme Thrills. I binge watched his videos within like 48 hours, and it's the best 48 hours I've ever had in my life. Like it was so, he is an incredible YouTuber, and it was so much fun just watching his videos. And he's really got me hooked on American amusement parks and coasters, and honestly I just want to go and live in America and just experience all of their coasters because they look incredible. But yeah, so okay, I feel like presentation is already going to get like a 9 because it is so brand new already. Very similar colour, if not exactly the same colour as Millennium Force. Oh my god, look at that view again, it looks insane. Okay, down we go. Oh my god, that drop. Oh my god, get me on this coaster right now. Oh, that overbank looks so good. Oh my god. This looks really smooth as well. I feel like this is going to be one of the smoothest coasters you'll ever ride. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, little airtime moment. I thought we were going to go into an inversion then. Kings Island looks incredible. All of the American amusement parks look incredible. I can't wait to go. I love how this kind of hasn't like lost its momentum either, like it's kept up the speed. Up we go into the brake run. Oh, I love that. Oh my god, is this the coaster with like the slowest brake run in the world? Oh my god, it is. Look how slow that's going. They could have like done something with that to speed it up a bit. It reminds me of Oblivion's brake run, because you're sat on Oblivion for like hours. It feels like hours. Well, Oblivion is also B&M as well, isn't it? And I do like Oblivion, so yeah, I don't know. Still very on the fence with B&M. But yeah, there we go. So that was Orion. I think that's how you say it. It just, look at those trains. Oh my god, it looks incredible. So, okay, so fun factor, I've gone for an 8. I feel like this is really similar to Millennium Force. I feel like we kind of have a theme going here. But yeah, so fun factor, I've gone for an 8. Originality, I've gone for a 5, just because, again, there wasn't that much to it. Like, you know, there is sort of, it is very similar to Millennium Force, and Millennium Force is very similar to other coasters out there. So I would probably go for a 5. Although there was some really good elements in here that I think I prefer more than Millennium Force. Ride length, I've gone for a 9, because this video is 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Although the brake run was really long, so I guess sort of take off that, and I guess it's your sort of standard ride length, but nonetheless the ride length was still good. Like, it's not a short ride. So presentation, I've gone for 9.5. It looks fresh, it looks new, it looks modern, so, and the location looks incredible. The views you get would be incredible, so I can't really complain about the presentation. Speed, I've gone for an 8, because it did pick up a lot of speed, especially on that first drop. That first drop looks absolutely insane. And then height, I've gone for a 9. I think it stands around the similar height of Millennium Force. I know it does have a 300-foot drop, which is the same as Millennium Force, I think. So yeah, overall I would probably give this one a maybe a 9.5, just because of all of these categories, and it just, it's that first drop that does it for me. Like, oh my god, it looks incredible. The third coaster on my bucket list is Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. So Steel Vengeance opened in 2018 and is manufactured by RMC, aka Rocky Mountain Construction. I have never been on an RMC before. The only coasters I've done are mainly in the UK, because I've never really been to any abroad theme parks. I'm hoping that that does change next year. I'm hoping to go to Phantasialand in January. Fingers crossed that can actually happen. So yeah, and obviously we don't have an RMC in the UK, unfortunately. But this coaster looks incredible. Again, I got hooked on this coaster by Extreme Thrills. I'll link his channel down below. He is incredible. And he's done a few videos on it, and it just looks absolutely insane. Okay, so I've got the POV from the official Cedar Point YouTube channel, so let's go. Again, I love how it's literally like on the side of a road. I love that so much. Look at that already. We've already gone through 2 airtime hills. Like, oh my god, it's already like got a 10 out of 10 from me. This looks incredible. I love the colour scheme as well, like the white with the brown. I love that. I think presentation is gonna have to get a 10 from me, because like, wow, it looks incredible. Look at that view. Oh, it looks absolutely incredible. Okay, first drop. Look how steep that is. Like, oh my gosh, we literally go from the first drop straight into an airtime hill. Look at it. Oh, get me on this coaster right now. It's got a freaking like outward overbank. Like, what the hell? Into the first inversion. This also has inversions as well, so it makes it a bit more exciting. Look at that though, like the hang time you'd get if you were on the back row on this. It would be insane. I love how you kind of go through the whole like structure as well. Into the mid-course brake run, down another drop. How does it still have so much speed to it? Oh my god, this coaster. Into another, oh, it's not really an inversion, is it? Almost. Oh, there we go, there's an inversion. Into an airtime hill, into another airtime hill. I love how we're going through the actual like structure. Oh my god, that inversion looks so smooth. I love like the transitions into each sort of like element. Oh my god, those airtime heels. Oh my god. And there we go. That is Steel Vengeance, which apparently is named the best coaster in the entire world. I don't even have to say anything, like just look at that POV, like how it does look like the perfect coaster. It has inversions, it has height, it has uniqueness, it has just absolutely everything to it. Has a lot of airtime moments as well, which I really love because I never used to be a massive fan of airtime. Like I never really saw the hype, but I think after riding coasters like Icon sort of over and over and over again, I've really found like a new love for airtime, and I love just being so like free on a coaster. And I know that I think this just has lap bars as well, so the amount of airtime, the amount of hang time you'd get on this coaster, like oh my god, it would feel incredible. Okay, so fun factor, I've gone for a 10. I can just imagine myself smiling throughout the whole duration of that coaster. So fun factor, I've gone for a 10. I also love how you kind of, it looks like you're going to get thrown around quite a lot as well. So it's not like boring or anything, because I do find that like if some coasters are like too smooth, I just get bored. Like I want a bit of roughness, I want to be thrown around a bit just to make it more exciting. It also looks like a really intense coaster as well. I should have done an intense category, I'll do that next time. But just from a POV it looks really intense, which I like a lot. Originality, I've gone for an 8. I feel like it is really hard for coasters to be super original because there is just so many out there, but I do love the inversions. I love all of the little like bunny heels that are in there. Ride length, I've gone for a 9. It is a really good ride length. Like I wouldn't mind waiting like over an hour for that ride, because like I feel like you'd get your sort of, you know, your worth out of it, if that makes sense. It would be worth the wait. Presentation is a 10 because it only opened in 2018. Is, you know, it's still quite new and fresh. So god, 2018 was a really good year for roller coasters, wasn't it? We had Icon, Wicker Man, Steel Vengeance, other coasters in the world that opened in 2018. But yeah, it still looks really new and fresh, and apparently from videos that I've watched and everything, people still say that it is as smooth as it was when it first opened. Speed, I'll go for a 10. It kept up some really good speed throughout the whole ride length. It didn't lose momentum at all. And then height, I've gone for a 9.5 because it is really tall. I don't know how tall it is, let me just double check. Okay, so it's 205 foot, which obviously isn't the tallest coaster in the world, but I think just the whole coaster layout kind of makes up for it, because it's not all about height, it's not all about speed. Like yes, that is what I look for in a coaster, but the layout for this kind of just makes up for it not being as high as like Millennium Force or like other coasters. I'm blown away just from a POV, let alone actually riding it in person. So I think for that, I think the overall score honestly has to be like, I don't know if to say 9.5 or a 10, because it just looks absolutely incredible. I'm gonna go for a 10 because it just looks perfect to me, and I love how it goes like throughout the structure. I love the colour scheme to it. It looks really smooth, the trains look incredible. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go for a 10. The second coaster on my bucket list is Magnum XL at Cedar Point. So this coaster opened in 1989 and is manufactured by Aerodynamics. I feel like Aerodynamics holds a really special place in my heart because they also manufactured the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, my favourite coaster. And sadly they are not here anymore, they don't exist, which is really sad because I feel like if they did, they would have come out with some really good coasters like in this day and age. But sadly they went under, so no more Aerodynamics unfortunately, but we still have some really great coasters in the world from them, including Magnum XL. Now this has been on my bucket list for years. I have wanted to ride this ride ever since I knew that the big one was inspired by this coaster. So the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach was inspired by this coaster, and Jeffrey Thompson went to Cedar Point, he rode this coaster and he was like, right, I want something like this in Blackpool. And that's how the big one came about. So I feel like I have a lot to thank this coaster for, because I feel like if it wasn't for this coaster, we wouldn't have the big one. And I just love the big one so much. And I feel like that is that's the main reason that it's on my bucket list. I feel like it isn't going to be as good as, you know, Steel Vengeance and Millennium Force and Orion, but it still does look really good, and I would be so excited to try this out if I ever did go to Cedar Point one day. I'm hoping that I do get to go one day. So let's just watch a POV. It has like the same sort of trains, it has the same colour scheme, it even has like a little dip before it goes into the lift hill, which is what the big one has. So you can tell that it is very well, the big one is inspired by Magnum. I've also heard people say that this is actually getting really rough now, but then people also say that the big one is rough, and I don't find the big one rough at all. So I feel like if I went on this, personally, I probably wouldn't find it as rough as everyone else probably does. And just from the POVs that I have watched previously, it doesn't look that rough at all. Like, it still looks really smooth. But I can't judge a coaster that I've never really been on before, so like I can't say whether it would be rough or not. Oh, look at that view. Oh, look at that, the sea and everything. Okay, so we have the first drop. See, this doesn't look as good as the big one's first drop, just because the big one is like tilted, if you get what, not tilted, but like it goes on a corner and then you go down. Yeah, I'm so bad at explaining coasters, it's actually a joke. In through a tunnel. So I feel like you get a lot of airtime on this as well, whereas the big one, it doesn't have really sort of any airtime to it. And that doesn't bother me too much because I just love the coaster as it is. Into another tunnel. See, this still has quite a lot of speed to it, which I like a lot. And apparently night rides on this are like insane. So I'd love to experience this at night time. See, the layout is like nothing special, like it is just a few sort of drops and like, you know, hills and stuff. Oh, it has lights in the tunnel, that's so sick. That's really cool. And there we go, pretty much. Look at those dispatchers. How good is that? Look at that train as well. I love that how it's white. I think the white and red work really well together. And then we just go back into the station really. So yeah, that is Magnum XL. Not the best layout in the world, but I think because it is just so, the big one is inspired by this, like it just holds a really special place in my heart, even though I've never ridden it before. But it does still look like a really fun coaster, and I think I would enjoy it, because I love the big one so much. So I think if I love the big one as much as I do, I feel like I might be the same with Magnum XL, and it'll be really good to like compare the two of them as well. Okay, so fun factor, I've gone for an 8. I have so much fun on the big one, so I imagine I would have a lot of fun on this one as well. And like the way it just goes through some of those tunnels, I love the lights in, was it that final tunnel it was in? I could just imagine myself having so much fun on this coaster, so I've gone for an 8. Originality, I've gone for a 6. I feel like it was original at the time when it opened in 1989, but now there is a lot more coasters out there, and it is quite hard to sort of compete with all of them. And because again it is just a few drops here and there, and it just have a few bunny hills and stuff, that's kind of what other coasters have as well. So I'm gonna go for 6, but I feel like in 1989 my score probably would have been higher. Ride length, I've gone for a 9. It is a really good ride length. Presentation, I've gone for a 9. I do love how the train is white. White is one of my favourite colours, and I think the white and red just work really well together. I also love the location that it's at. It's literally like right next to the beach, and the views look absolutely incredible. So I've gone for a 9 for presentation. Speed, I've gone for an 8. It did keep the speed up sort of the whole layout, which is good. And then height, I've gone for a 9. This stands at 205 foot. So again, oh, that's like exactly the same as Steel Vengeance, isn't it? So, you know, again, not the tallest coaster in the world, but it kind of doesn't bother me because I feel like the layout kind of makes up for it, and like the fun factor kind of makes up for that. So I think overall I will probably give it an 8, just because it is so hard to judge these coasters without actually riding them. So it is a really tricky video for me to do, but I think overall I would go for an 8, just because I feel like Steel Vengeance looks more fun, and it is a lot more unique, but the fact that this just kind of relates to the big one so much is why it's number 2 on my bucket list coaster. So yeah, overall I'm gonna go for an 8. And the first coaster on my bucket list is Taran at Phantasialand. Taran opened in 2016 and is manufactured by Intamin. I do love Intamin, I'm not gonna lie. This has been on my bucket list again for the longest time. I haven't heard one bad word about this coaster. I haven't heard one bad word about Phantasialand. It looks like an incredible theme park. This looks like an incredible coaster. This reminds me a lot of Icon, and I love Icon so much. So I think that is why it's at my number 1. And I think this just has like everything to it. So let's watch the POV. This POV is from the official Phantasialand YouTube channel as well. So yes, I'm going to be absolutely buzzing to ride this. Hopefully I'll get to ride it next January, fingers crossed. So yeah, this is an SLM launch coaster, and it has 2 launches to it. Oh my god. That launch looks so fast. I feel like that's a really forceful launch as well. I love the terrain as well. Like, this isn't a really high coaster, but I feel like the fact that it is quite sort of low to the ground, it makes it a bit more intense, and the fact that you're going through all of this theming as well just makes it more of like an experience. I feel like this coaster is an experience than just like a coaster ride, if you get what I mean. Lots of like just twists and turns in this coaster, but into the second launch. See, look how fast you're going now. Like, oh my god, look at that view. It's absolutely incredible. I feel like this would be so smooth as well. Loads of like overbanks and twists and turns and everything. Like, oh my god, it looks incredible. I want to go to Phantasialand so bad. Okay, we're slowing down a bit now. Oh, a bit of airtime there. We're like in and out of tunnels as well, which I like. Oh my god, I thought we were going to go into another launch then. 3 launch coaster. But yeah, oh my god. Just, I don't even need to say anything because it looks incredible. Okay, so fun factor, I've gone for a 9.5. The whole layout just looks incredible. I think it would be nice to have maybe like at least 1 inversion in there, but you don't need like a load of inversions to have a good coaster. And I just love all of like the twists and turns. It looks like you really get thrown around on that coaster. So yeah, fun factor, I've gone for a 9.5. Originality, I've gone for a 6. You know, it is quite a simple layout, but I think the speed and the theming I think just kind of makes up for that. Ride length, I've gone for 9.5. It is a really good ride length. Presentation, I've gone for a 10 because the trains look incredible, the actual coaster looks incredible, the whole theming around it, like with all the rocks and everything. Again, just, I keep repeating myself, but it honestly does just look absolutely amazing. Speed, I've gone for a 10 as well, especially on that second launch. Like, I feel like I'm gonna ride this and then I'm gonna go and ride Icon, and Icon is gonna feel so slow to me. I know a lot of people do prefer Taran over Icon just because of the speed, and I'm always like, I do love Icon, but sometimes I'm like, I wish it would go a little bit faster. And I feel like I can't complain about that on Taran. So speed, I've definitely gone for a 10, and it did keep up the speed momentum throughout the whole layout. And then height, I've gone for a 4. That's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just because, you know, it doesn't really have a lot of height to it, but the fact that it is so low to the ground, I think just makes it more intense. And yeah, you know, you don't need all of these coasters to be like 300 foot to make them good coasters, and just all the rocks and everything around it, just it looks so immersive, and I feel like Taran just looks like a whole experience, rather than just riding a roller coaster, if that makes sense. So there we go, those are my top 5 bucket list coasters. I am sorry that I kind of couldn't describe these coasters at my best ability. I'm just really bad at this sort of thing. I do love roller coasters and I am a geek, but I find describing stuff really hard, so I'm really sorry about that, but I hope you kind of got the gist anyway. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time for a brand new video. Bye! 'Cause ain't nobody like me.